Later this week, some of Northeast Florida's stylish influencers will be hosting the Catherine Way Summer Style Soiree and Fashion Show. And to tell us all about her brand, herself, and this fantastic event, I am delighted to welcome Catherine Way to the studio. Hi, Catherine.
Hi,
it's so good to see you.
So good to see you. Thanks for having me this morning.
Oh no, this is my pleasure because I want to know more about you.
Oh.
Tell me about Catherine Way and how this all got started.
Oh, well, it was a kind of an interesting thing. I've always been an executive in the world, the corporate world, and there was one job that I was working that you had to wear sleeves and a dress to be in their corporate offices. And if you wore a jacket, you looked a little bit too professional in this casual wear, but then if you wore a sweater, you looked a little frumpy. And that, and also because of the Florida market being so hot and humid, that people would come off the golf courses and the men would come off the golf courses and the technology shirts and look fabulous, but women came off looking in their cotton, just hot and bothered and soaking wet. So I felt like, there's got to be some sort of technology fabric that we could design to make dresses and look good and feel good in every occasion that you have. So really came up with this dress. Started with 5 little dresses, and now we're into pants, skirts, shorts. We have a golf line. We're just continuing to develop new products to really extend the brand.
Yes. And where did you get all your inspiration? Because these fabrics are just perfect Floridian fabrics.
They are. They really are. We do not push away from color, if you could tell.
No.
These are great examples here. But
I sit here in black and white.
Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. We do black and white every fall. But one of the things we do is our technology fabric is a UPF moisture wicking with a coolant built into it. So women will stay cool and comfortable when they're wearing our dresses. They're very soft to the touch. They feel good, they flow well, and they breathe well, extremely well. And they're wonderful for travel because they do not wrinkle. So that is the best part about it. And, when I travel, I could leave a dress in a suitcase and pull it out and put it on and walk out. It's ready to go.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
actually, when you think about it, one of those dresses could be even rolled up and put into your purse, because by the time you get somewhere else, maybe you want to change into something.
Exactly.
Especially when you're on an airplane.
Exactly. Well, that's people have showed us pictures of how they've packed for Europe, and they've done it with like 6 dresses rolled up into a small handbag and carried on. So it can be done.
That is a huge plus, isn't it? In what makes your products different.
Absolutely, it really does. And one of the things we do in the spring and summer, we really stay with our brighter colors, our pinks, our aquas, but gravy is navy is always gravy. We always do navy throughout the year. Classic. Because it's a great basic color for us. And then about 2 years ago, we started doing a few solids, and they were fantastic. They're wonderful. So people who know our styles, they have come back to find our great styles and solids as well. And we do a lot of from navy, black, red to this is an aqua example here, and red is great for holiday. We've done quite a few of those.
So do you have set designs, and those are available in either print or solid, or do you keep your styles for your solids and your styles for your prints totally separate?
It's a mix, really.
Right.
We have some basic styles that actually our customers will not let us get rid of, and then we always bring in a few new styles every season, and then we may retire them for a season, or and then bring them back, another time. And
your styles actually fit from extra small right the way through. You do 2XL, don't you?
We do 2XL.
So it's wonderful that you have this ability to be able to have a style that suits somebody who's tiny or who has a little more
curves to them.
Absolutely.
Well, the beauty about this is we will not release a dress until it fits well, and that I think is one of the points of differences between us and maybe some other classic designers. We really work on the design, the fit, and make sure that they fit right all over, so that a woman will always look good and feel good and give her confidence in what she does. I want to dress her so she looks great, so that she can go do her purpose, whatever it might that be.
Absolutely. Now we've got this fantastic event coming up.
Yes, we do.
At the end of this week. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Well, it's our first annual summer soiree and fashion show, which you will be hosting it. We're very excited about this, to have you with us. We're having several of our influencers that have followed us quite a bit, Blakely Vinnicky and Courtney Williams, and also Stephanie Kearney of Boss Babes. All of three of them are coming, along with a few others. We're also having a couple of vendors come in to bring in their stuff, Unlikely Pair with their shoes, and we have makeup artists, photo booth.
Carrie Wilson, yes.
Carrie, she's fabulous,
marvelous.
and I'm excited about her coming. But we're really trying to make this a little bit different, plus a little bit of a fashion show. I think we all learn from fashion shows and learn how to wear things properly, or also how it can be versatile and put different items with it. So this will be really fun and different for our current customers, but also we hope that this will bring in new customers for us to come visit. And if they've never tried Catherine Way, this is a great place for them to try it and see what it's all
the
about.
Products are available to purchase.
Actually, we're bringing in a lot of new products and a lot of exciting stuff, and we will have some most of the items will be on sale. We've never put our solids on sale, and we're going to bring in a whole bunch of solids into just for the sale as well.
Oh, it's so exciting. So if you want to come along to the Catherine Way Summer Style Soiree, it is on Thursday from 4 to 8, and I'm going to read the address, which is...
Yeah?
Oh, it's not at 426 3rd Street at all. It's at Central Parkway.
It's at our corporate office. It's at 116... wait a minute, it's 11653, I don't even remember.
11653 Central Parkway, from 4 to 8, and that's on Thursday evening. So I hope to see a lot of you out there. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Howard here from Metabolic Research Center. They successfully helped me lose 31 pounds in only 40 days, and they're helping me keep it off now. And they can do the same for you too. Metabolic Research Center has been helping people successfully lose weight for over 35 years, providing one-on-one support from experienced weight loss specialists who have each lost weight on the program. Their plans are really easy to follow, and they've encouraged me to make healthy choices as I've gone through this journey and will continue to do so for the rest of my life. Metabolic Research Center has multiple plans designed for your weight loss needs and 12 convenient locations all over the First Coast. To find one near you, click on emetabolic.com or call 800-501-8090.
Big event or party at your home or business? The Jacksonville Party Company. Stress-free, flawless, and memorable. Whether it's for children, a retirement, a wedding, or other social or professional activity, it's stress-free, flawless, and memorable when you involve the Jacksonville Party Company. Contact them today to get your event launched at jacksonvillepartycompany.com.
Hello everybody, I'm Donovan Darius and welcome to another episode of Maximize Your Potential. On these shows, we like to highlight organizations and individuals who are using their platform to make a tremendous impact in the cities they live, the communities, as well as leaving a legacy. And today on the show, I'm pleased to have Miss Amy Barnett. She is the president and founder of American Civility Association. They've been in existence ever since 2014. And so let's jump right in. Miss Amy, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And so tell us a little bit more about the American Civility Association and your role.
Okay, well, the American Civility Association was founded after Sandy Hook Elementary crisis and that tragedy to do what we could do to make a difference in ending bullying and school violence.
That's very important because, as we know, we all have children, and times are changing, especially whether it's bullying on the internet, it's bullying in school, whatever it may be. So it's great that you guys are doing. And so when you look at your time and what you're doing, what are some of the what makes your organization unique?
We are based, everything that we do is based on the latest brain science. And we equip children and adults and the parents and the educators with these tools that help reverse the trends of rudeness and violence that we now know through a study at Johns Hopkins and a Dr. Forney, that rudeness leads to violence. So, and it's contagious, so it's growing. It's really a disease of sorts. So if we could find the cure and how to reverse that trend, and we have.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing, because I think a lot of people just think it's just a behavior thing, and they don't understand that there's a science behind it. And if we can get ahead of that, then we can solve it. I'll tell you what, I have a life camp coming up in a few months, and I would love to have you guys come down with the parents, with the children, and just spread out some information about it. And so when you think about the organization and the work you're doing, what is the big picture? You know, what does that look like?
Well, we've been fortunate to have pilot programs in several schools across the state. We're in about 20 schools throughout the state, and several are Clay County, St. Johns County, Duval County, Polk County, and Osceola County. But that's 20 schools out of so many. I mean, there's 150 schools here in Jacksonville. But we have evidence that shows that when we help the students understand what these brain tools are and put them into practice, that bullying goes away on these school campuses. West Riverside Elementary is a great example. Their behaviors have improved by 60%. And maybe even more now. I haven't heard this year's results, but they've gone from a school of, having plenty of room for students, anyone could come in, to now it's a lottery system because the parents want their kids in that kind little school. So our brain tools are a foundation of gratitude. That's where it starts. And there are studies that prove that when we practice gratitude, that the chronic stress that we deal with in that temporal lobe of our brain, they won't coexist. So we help teach all people, but we focus on the kids because it makes the school safer, is to power through with the positive fuel. And it does help them. It's so interesting to maximize their potential as human beings, but it's the same kind of feeling, the same endorphins that those drugs give kids. They get that through these power tools that we arm them with, and then teach them how to walk around and actually utilize those tools.
I think that's absolutely amazing.
It's amazing, but
like,
it's science.
It's like world breaking news that everybody, and we not only need it on children, we need it on adults too.
We do.
So it's amazing
so
that you're doing this. It's actually
Thank
amazing.
you.
So I always ask people, what inspired you to do this? Where did that spark come from?
Yes, it started with a lady at my church who will be 100 this summer, but she came and asked if I could help the children understand how to be more careful around the grown-ups, and especially the senior citizens. And she said, these children are good kids, but they're not born knowing these things. We have to teach them, so would you help and teach them? So I said, sure. And it started there, but then not long after that, Sandy Hook Elementary happened. And I just wanted to know, what could I do as a person to change that? And my background in researching for television was to start there. And that's when I started finding this medical evidence, and I've been fortunate to work with neuroscientists who keep me posted on the latest. And then I run these tools by them, and then we work them out in the schools, and they work.
Like I said, sound like you have an engine. Is collaboration with other people, all to impact the community, all to impact the youth. And so if I could ask you lastly, what is a way that people can get in contact with you? And if you can briefly just share, what's the latest project that you're working on that that you're excited about?
Okay, they can reach us through Amy B. at americancivility.org, which is my email, or americancivility.org. And the latest thing that we're working on is we've just finished an intervention program at the Young Men, Young Women's Academy at Eugene Butler, and worked with a group of about 25 kids, and are seeing good, solid results during the time that we were there. It was just 3 quick mornings, but I'm actually looking forward to doing more with that school, and using these tools to equip the kids that are maybe the most hurting in our community. But it is something for all of us, and I really feel I'm the most hopeful woman in America because I see the hope. We aren't stuck with this rudeness and violence. We can work together and turn it around.
And together, I think we can do it. I mean, with individuals like yourself who understand that, hey, I have this platform, I have this passion, and put it out there, I think that's how all major things work. It starts with a fuel with one person, and it grows from there. You know, Miss Amy, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
Me too. I'm excited about that.
And so thank everybody for watching and tuning in. Again, this concludes it for another episode of Maximize Your Potential with Donovan Darius, your host.
Greetings and welcome to Fashion Focus, which this week is all about Father's Day, happening just over a week's time. And are you at a loss to what to buy for your father? Have no fear. Dillard's Town Centre has a fun-filled day on Saturday, the 8th of June, to entertain children and to assist in helping you choose the perfect gift. Here are just some of the things happening all day. You can make Dad a paper tie, or test your skills with putt-putt in the golf area or cornhole in the surf area. Dads, you can register to win a big green egg and a $500 Dillard's men's shopping spree. There is a gift with a $50 or more purchase with brands like Tommy Bahama, Neff, Salt Light, Cremieux, and many more. And at 2 p.m. in the men's department, not only will the experts from Michael Kors, Polo and Rockport be available, there will also be a father-son fashion show. So come and say hello to me as I'm MC. And if all this wasn't enough, there is 25% off all Michael Kors for dads. So I'm Adrienne Houghton, and happy Father's Day, dads.
It's a great day in Jacksonville. I'm Penny Kiva with Buzz TV, and today I'm on a mission. And that mission is going to take me exactly to space. and I hope you enjoy the journey that we're going to be on. Meet Kevin DiMarzio, and Kevin is with Made in Space. So Kevin, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I am just so excited to talk with you because when we think Made in Space, they now have that space thing where you can fly in space out by the town center and
iFly.
Yeah, there you go. And there's just so many amazing and wonderful things as we talk about space. But you have something very unique that I think our community probably doesn't know anything about, and we're going to make it our mission to inform them today. So
wonderful.
Tell us what you do and the impact, would you please?
Sure. So I work in the business development sector of my company, but overall, Made in Space, we're looking at finding new ways to use the microgravity and thermal environments of outer space to manufacture and create new products that you could never make down here on Earth.
Great. Now, microgravity, thermo. So give me an example of what those kinds of things are, because I just find this fascinating. And for those that might be skeptics about space programs, what a great way for them to say, wow, look at all the things that happen out there.
Exactly. So a lot of people really think about space when they think about something like SpaceX or Blue Origin, where you launch this big rocket up into space and you're able to do some amazing things with astronauts on the International Space Station. But actually, once you get to that destination, what do you do? So for us, we're looking at a way to manufacture things that use the International Space Station that you couldn't make here, such as growing large crystals, which without gravity, they don't they are not restricted to a certain height. So as you continue to add more cells to these crystals, they were able to grow ever larger. Whereas in Earth's gravity, they're restricted to a certain size.
So what do we do with those crystals when they come back to us? What happens with those?
So you can use them for a variety of things. And this is just one specific example. But you can slice them very thin into optical wafers, or you can use them for lenses. So you can use them in telescopes or with binoculars, various things like that.
Awesome. Can you give me another example?
Sure. So one of our claims to fame is that we're bringing the first commercial product up to the International Space Station of optical fiber. So when you manufacture glass up in space, it creates a crystalline structure that's very uniform, which essentially means that when you send a light through this glass, it actually has a much more perfect light path. And what that enables is a much higher power lasers, for instance, or medical devices that could be very useful here on Earth. And so when you actually manufacture it up there, it's much more highly valuable than anything you can make here on Earth.
And I found it fascinating because the company actually started in California.
It did.
Yes.
It did.
So tell us how it got here to Jacksonville, because I think that's a great thing. We're glad you're here.
Oh, no, we appreciate being here. So as we were starting off in California, we recognized that we need to have a presence on the East Coast as well. So there's plenty of aerospace companies over in California stretching all the way up to Washington, but the Space Coast is very famous for all the different rockets that go out of Kennedy and where NASA is located. So we recognize that being close to where our products launch, it's really great to be able to go and see those rockets.
And we all know that Jacksonville is a great place to live, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. It doesn't harm. And how many employees are here in Jacksonville?
We have about 35.
That's great. That is great. Well, you have enlightened me for sure, and I know that you've enlightened the people that are viewing today. So one last favor I have.
Sure.
If you'd give people an opportunity to learn more about you, where would you direct them? And if you'd look right in that camera, number 2, and let them know that would be terrific.
Definitely. So I'd direct you towards our website, madeinspace.us. And you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and actually in quite a bit of NASA news.
Wonderful. Good. Thanks so much for being with us, and thank you for viewing. And we look forward to next time when, once again, I'll be on a mission.
Are you looking for a new employment opportunity, an employee opportunity? Are you looking for a full-time position with an employer with a great reputation and steady work? Do you have the skills, tools, and customer service attitude to work in the home with customers and complete today's projects while at the same time opening doors to future projects? Would you like to learn more about an opportunity with Mr. Handyman? Please visit jackshandymanjobs.com. That's jackshandymanjobs.com to learn more and apply.
Real estate in North Florida is hot, 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 and not too many places hotter than Nocatee. It's attracting buyers, it's attracting sellers, and many of the finest real estate companies in town, it's attracting them to really grow their presence so they can better serve you. I've got Daniel Lewis with us here today from Better Homes and Gardens Lifestyle Realty. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
I'm happy having you. Nocatee, they're building, they're buying, they're selling, there's restaurants, there's so many things going on. How do you and the crew keep track of all the good stuff happening out there?
Well, it's a really nice problem to have, everything moving out to us out in Nocatee. So people always say Nocatee is so far away, but I tell you, it's getting closer every day with the more amenities that they build out there and all the businesses, and just the sheer amount of growth is really spectacular out there. So it's a great problem to have.
I remember being out there 20 years ago when it was a golf course and a dream, a little tiny golf course, and I would describe it as mutually inconvenient to everything. Well, now everything is right there in its own community. It's been great.
Yeah, they're just building up so much, even outside of Nocatee. There's just the roadways, the additional malls that are coming about. There's just so much more so many more things to do out there. So it's really developing quite nicely out there.
Well, knowing that you're really building your office out there, it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. What kind of an agent do you see most successful performing in Nocatee?
We definitely focus on the consumer experience and making sure our customers have the best experience possible, but you really have to be knowledgeable about all the builders that are out there. We do bi-weekly sales meetings at different builder models, so we make sure that we go and find out about all the builders that are in our area, so that we can then take that information back to all of our customers.
You know what many people who don't spend time at Nocatee don't realize? It's really 15 or 20 different communities under the master community we all call Nocatee.
Yeah, it's huge. You know, again, it's going to be around 14,000 homes. We're about halfway there. And not only are there that many communities, but there's about that many different builders too.
Right.
So there's a lot of variation, and it's kind of something for everyone, whether you're a first-time home buyer or actually even moving into an assisted care facility. They have something for everybody out there.
Yeah, Nocatee can be there from birth to death. There's something for everybody. It's pretty cool. What do you say to that consumer they're looking in Nocatee, or really any community, but specifically for Nocatee, who says, gosh, there's a site agent in every single home. Every builder has a site agent in those models. Why do I even need a general real estate agent with me?
That's a huge misconception out there. The consumer needs somebody in their corner fighting for them and their rights. So the site agent, they do great jobs, but they're an employee of the builder. So they're in the builder's corner, and you need an advocate on your side that is helping you negotiate the best terms and kind of overseeing everything throughout the process to really walk that person through as successfully as possible.
Yeah. You know, having watched this thousands and thousands and thousands of times, my observation, you can tell me if you agree or disagree, is no one has better product knowledge than the builder's site agent. And no one has better buyer knowledge than the general real estate agent. And when those two people collaborate and work together, the customer has an extraordinarily good experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't necessarily always want to assume, though, that the site agent could be a newer employee out there. So it's really, you've got to make sure that you hire a really knowledgeable realtor out there to make sure that if someone else isn't doing their job, that your realtor picks up the slack. And that's kind of why we specialize in hiring experienced agents only,
right,
so that we just have a higher caliber agent to work with.
Well, Daniel, for somebody who'd like to learn more about the company, learn more about being an agent with you, what's the website to get a hold of you?
The website to get a hold of us is bhghomes.com. So that's a great one, or I could be emailed directly at hdlewis3@gmail.com.
gmail.com. I want to thank Daniel for being with us today. Nocatee, beautiful community. You need a guide. Have a great day.